Your garden could be feeding you for free, but it's not. Most gardens waste half their space on plants that give nothing back. Here's the catch: the fix is simple. Today, you'll learn 7 fruits that turn empty space into food for years. One will shock you. Segment 1, Pomegranate. Let's start with the pomegranate. This tree is tough. It can handle heat, it can handle dry soil, and it still gives you sweet, juicy fruit packed with tiny red seeds. Even when other plants struggle in a hot summer, the pomegranate keeps standing strong. Pomegranate trees are small compared to most fruit trees. Most stay under 10 feet tall, and some can even be kept smaller with light pruning. This means they fit even in small gardens or narrow side yards where bigger trees would never fit. They don't need much water once they grow strong roots, which makes them perfect for busy gardeners. Plant one, water it well for the first year, and after that it mostly takes care of itself. And they can live for decades, giving fruit season after season without needing to be replanted. Here is why this matters for your garden. You get a tree that needs low care but gives high reward, both in taste and in how long it keeps producing. That is the best trade you can make with your limited space. Instead of a plant that only looks nice, you get a plant that feeds you. But if you think pomegranate is impressive, wait until you hear about the next fruit. This one can grow indoors, outdoors, and even feed you with fruit almost twice a year in the right place. Segment 2, Avocado. Yes, you can grow avocado in your own garden, even though many people think it's only for big farms. This tree loves warm weather and a bit of patience. It grows tall and green, with soft, creamy fruit that is full of good fats and nutrients your body needs. An avocado tree needs well-drained soil. It does not like sitting in wet ground, so make sure water can flow away easily. It also needs protection from strong, cold wind when it is young. Give it sunlight, give it space to grow tall, and give it a few years of patience, and it will reward you with fruit that normally costs a lot at the store. Some gardeners even grow smaller, dwarf avocado varieties that fit nicely in a large pot on a patio. This matters because avocados are expensive to buy, and prices keep rising every year. Growing your own means saving money every single week, for years, straight from your own backyard instead of the grocery store shelf. Now, here's something interesting. The next fruit on our list is one of the oldest fruit trees known to man, and it can survive almost anything you throw at it. Segment 3, Olive. The olive tree is ancient, and it has fed families for thousands of years. Some olive trees alive today are over 1,000 years old, and they still grow fresh olives every season. Think about that. A tree you plant now could still be standing long after you are gone, still giving fruit to your children and grandchildren. Olive trees love sun. They love dry soil, and they thrive in places where other trees would dry up and die. They do not like too much water, so overwatering is actually one of the biggest mistakes new gardeners make with this tree. This makes them perfect for gardens in hot, dry areas, or for gardeners who forget to water often. Once grown, they need very little care, and they rarely get sick or attract pests. Why does this matter? Because olives give you food, oil, and beauty all from one single plant. The silver-green leaves look elegant all year. The fruit can be cured and eaten or pressed for oil. It is like getting 3 gifts from a single tree, and none of them run out as long as the tree keeps growing. But don't get too comfortable yet. The next fruit is one most people already know, but very few people actually grow at home, and it might be easier than you think. Segment 4, Lemon. The lemon tree is a gardener's best friend, especially for people who are just starting out. It grows well in pots, it grows well in the ground, and it gives fruit almost all year in warm climates, not just one short season. Lemon trees need full sun and regular watering to stay healthy and keep producing fruit. They are not fully hardy in cold weather. So many people grow them in pots and bring them indoors during winter, then move them back outside once it warms up. Even so, one small lemon tree can give you dozens of lemons every year, sometimes more, once it matures and settles into its spot. A little bit of feeding with fertilizer in spring helps it produce even more fruit. This matters because lemons are used almost every day, in cooking, in drinks, even in cleaning around the house. Having your own supply means you never run out, and you always have fresh, fragrant lemons ready whenever you need them. Now here comes a fruit that grows on a vine, not a tree, and it might change the way you think about garden walls and fences. Segment 5, GRAPES grapevines are different from the other fruits on this list. They don't grow as a tree. They grow as a climbing vine, which means they can cover a fence, a wall, or an arch in your garden, using space that would otherwise be completely wasted. Grapevines need strong support to climb on, such as a wire, a trellis, or an arch built from wood or metal. They love full sun and well-drained soil, and they need yearly pruning to stay healthy and keep giving good fruit. Once they are settled, usually after 2 or 3 years, they can give bunches of fruit every single summer for many years, sometimes for decades if they are cared for properly. This matters because grapevines don't just give fruit. They also give shade in the hot summer, beauty with their green leaves, and a natural green wall that makes any boring fence look alive. One plant, many uses, and very little wasted space. But the next fruit on our list is strange, forgotten by many gardeners, yet it holds a very special place in old gardens and old stories. Segment 6. Quince. Quince is an old fruit that most young gardeners have never even heard of. It looks like a bumpy, golden apple, but it tastes very different with a sharp and strong smell when it ripens. You usually cannot eat it raw because it is hard and sour. It needs to be cooked, turned into jam, jelly, or a soft, sweet paste that many old cultures have loved for generations. Quince trees are small and hardy, usually staying at a manageable size that fits well in a home garden. They can survive cold winters better than many other fruit trees on this list, which makes them a smart choice for gardeners in cooler regions. They also need little care once they are established, and they rarely need spraying or extra feeding. This matters because quince gives you something rare. Most gardens don't have it, and most stores don't sell it fresh, which makes your homegrown quince jam or dessert feel truly special and unique. Something your friends and family won't find anywhere else. Now for the final fruit. This one is not a tree at all, and most people think it's impossible to grow at home. But it's not. Segment 7, pineapple. Yes, pineapple. You can grow a pineapple plant in your own garden, or even in a large pot indoors, no matter how strange that sounds. It doesn't grow on a tree. It grows low, from a spiky rosette of leaves, right from the ground or a container, close to your feet instead of high above your head. Pineapples love warm weather and lots of sun, just like they get in their natural tropical home. In cooler climates, people grow them in pots and move them indoors in winter, keeping them safe from frost and cold wind. It takes patience, sometimes over a year, but watching a pineapple grow from the top of a store-bought fruit, one you would normally throw away, is one of the most rewarding things a gardener can do. All you need is the leafy crown, a bit of soil, and enough sunlight. This matters because it proves something important. Even fruits you think are impossible to grow at home can actually thrive in your garden with a little care, patience, and the right conditions. Outrow 7 fruits. 7 ways to turn empty garden space into something that feeds you for years to come. From tough trees like olive and pomegranate, to warm climate favorites like avocado and lemon, to climbing vines like grapes, to old forgotten fruits like quince, and finally, to a surprise like pineapple, your garden has more potential than you probably ever imagined. Next time you look at that empty corner of your yard, remember this list. Pick one fruit, plant it with care, and give it time. Watch your garden slowly turn into something more than just green grass and empty soil. It becomes something living, something that grows with your family, and something that gives back, season after season, year after year. Happy growing.